Hey there, welcome everybody to a very special edition of Talking Wrestling TXN. As tonight, we are going to preview NXT, Stand and Deliver, and WrestleMania 41. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher. We are awaiting the presence of the phenom Michael Bullock. When he comes in, we'll catch him up on what he missed. Or if he does not, then we will hopefully have him. If he doesn't come in, then we'll hopefully have him with us tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk. I see that we have lost MF for a moment. Hopefully, we will have him back in just a moment or so. But the two big events for WWE this weekend, their two biggest events, NXT's biggest event, WWE's biggest event, huge weekend all around. It all starts. All right, we got MF back. All right. So NXT Stand and Deliver. We're going to get into that first. This Saturday afternoon at a very special start time of 1 p.m. Eastern time here for us. That means for the people of Vegas and everybody else on the West Coast, we're talking about a 10 a.m. We're talking about a 10 a.m. Pacific time start time. So you're very likely going to be sitting down to breakfast, brunch, or what have you. Well, it'll be lunchtime for us here, but nonetheless, NXT Stand and Deliver will emanate from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, streaming exclusively on Peacock here in the United States. And let's not waste any time. And, well, we're going to start it off with a pre-show match. There's a pre-show match on here. This is a fatal four-way match in the women's tag team division where the winning team gets a big-time golden opportunity and they will challenge whomever becomes the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions after WrestleMania. We'll preview that match a little bit later on. That match will take place on WrestleMania Sunday, that being Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship against the Women's Intercontinental Champion Lara Valkyria and Bayley. Whoever comes out of that match will defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship this Tuesday night on NXT, as they will be in Las Vegas, and they will meet one of these four teams. The Meta Girls, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson versus Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and JC Jane, Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. NXT General Manager Ava wanted to ensure that the self-proclaimed best women's division in wrestling was showcased as much as possible in Vegas, with the winners of this fatal four-way match earning a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions on the first NXT after WrestleMania. The Meta Girls have been close on multiple occasions to winning tag team gold, while Fatal Influence are former tag champions, as well as Gigi Dolan, who teams with Tatum Paxley. However, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade are the former women's tag team champions, who I believe will earn another opportunity. Perez is inching closer and closer to the end of her NXT run, and her final story will perhaps bring things full circle, as she looks set to either win the tag titles with her best friend Cora Jade, or possibly lose to Cora Jade in her final NXT match. So I'm going to take a chance on this one, and I'm going to go with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade to win this match. So not much more to say. MF, pre-show match, fatal four-way match. Winning team gets the challenge for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship this Tuesday on NXT. I got Roxanne and Cora. Who you got?
Agreed. I think it's Roxanne and Cora. And the thing is that not only do I believe Roxanne's on her way out, I think Cora Jade's on her way out as well. I think she's good enough And I think it's time that they get them both out of there, out of NXT and onto the main roster. I think we've waited long enough for them to this little tease of, especially of Roxanne, because she had that thing with Bailey. There was rumors that it was going to be Bailey and Roxanne at WrestleMania, and that never came to fruition. I don't know why. That could have been a mistake by Triple H and the booking crew. I don't know. But now it's time to get them out of NXT. There's nothing left for Roxanne, and even for me, for Coral. There's nothing left for them to be on NXT. It's time to push them to the main roster. Not only do I believe that they win the match on Tuesday night, well, no, not only do I believe that they win the match on Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning, whatever you want to call it, but I believe that Tuesday night we're going to see new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I'm calling it now. History made in Vegas. Cora and Roxanne are jumping out of NXT and heading to the main roster as the Women's Tag Team Champions. Bullock, it's yours.
Wow. I mean, that's that is bold what MF just said. But yeah, I'm with the majority. I gotta go with the Roxanne and Cora Jade. I mean, I think this will be their last win in NXT, and who knows? I think I could see them becoming the next tag team champions. So we'll see what happens. But either way, Roxanne and Cora Jade win this. So let's get to the main card, Florio.
And we started off with the ladder match for the vacant NXT Women's North American Championship. Zarya versus Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame of the Culling versus Lola Vice and versus the returning Thea Hale. MF, pick me a winner here.
All right, this one's a little more trickier. I don't think it's going to be Kalani. She got it the last time out. I don't think they're gonna dip into the well the second time around. I don't see it. Izzy, it's possible, but I don't see her being the one to take it down. Thea just got back. It would be a feel good for us if Thea wins it all, but I just feel like it's not her time yet. I don't see it. Though the two that really stands out, who I think could win it all, is Zarya and Lola Vice. Lola's been so close so many times. Obviously won the Breakout Star tournament, and a lot of people were not really too hedging their bets about her. I know a lot of people were very not happy that she won it initially. However, she has grown so much in leaps and bounds that I believe. Now, I know a lot of people are saying maybe Zarya wins it all, and I would not be shocked. But for me, personally, Lola Vice deserves this moment. This is her time. This is her place. And to win it in Sin City, in Vegas, it would be the culmination of a journey for her where many people believe wrongly that she
Did we lose MF?
I don't know. We may have. I don't know. His mic is on, but we don't hear him.
Yeah, this isn't the first time this. Oh,
yeah, MF.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying before you got cut off for some reason.
Well, I don't know where I got cut off at. I don't know what part. So where did I get cut off?
You were talking about how you said Lola Vice deserves this moment.
All right, so yeah, all right. So what I was saying was at the time, I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but whatever. What I was saying, and I don't know if this got through or not, probably not, but what I was alluding to was that Lola deserves the moment because of the fact that when Anthony and myself, Michael Bullock, when Lola won the breakout star tournament, we all poo-pooed over this. We all felt like Kalani Jordan deserved the moment. Now this is the moment. Now, after everything that has happened for Lola, now is the time for her to be the next heir apparent. To me, this is her moment. This is the time for Lola. I got Lola Vice winning it all. I think she wins the ladder match and she wins. The second choice I would have is Zarya. Zarya is my second choice, but I'm going with Lola to win it all first. So, Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, because I remember that when Lola won the breakout, we poo-pooed all over it because that Kalani Jordan should have been the one to win it. So, I mean, Fletch makes some valid points, especially when it comes to Lola Vice. I mean, I would not be surprised if Lola does win it, but I'm gonna go with Zarya. I mean, people have been wondering ever since she arrived at NXT. I mean, when is she gonna finally have her first singles title in NXT? And I think what better place to do it than in Vegas during WrestleMania weekend. So Lola is a good choice, and I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm gonna go with Zarya to win it. So that being said, Florio, do you have either one of those two, or do you got someone else in mind?
With Stephanie Vacour agreeing to vacate the Women's North American Championship, a new champion will be crowned in a ladder match. A callback to how the inaugural champion was crowned. Ava announced that the participants would be determined through qualifying matches. Zarya defeated Lash Legend to qualify. And the inaugural Women's North American Champion Kalani Jordan defeated Roxanne Perez to qualify. Sol Ruka qualified by defeating Jasmine Nix of Fatal Influence. Izzy Dame of the Culling qualified by defeating the No Quarter Catch Crew's Ren Sinclair. Lola Vice qualified by defeating Tatum Paxley this past Tuesday night on NXT. And a returning Thea Hale earned the final spot by defeating Carmen Petrovic. Thea Hale has the momentum with a surprise return to NXT just in time for the biggest show of the year. However, I believe I got to go with you, Bullock. I believe this is Zarya's time to finally show why she initially came to NXT with a similar level of intrigue as Stephanie Vacour and Julia. A strong North American Championship run can put the shine back on Zarya as a future main roster star. So I am going to agree with Michael Bullock on this one, and I am going to go with Zarya to become the new NXT Women's North American Champion. 6-man tag team matchup. We have the D'Angelo family. Tony D'Angelo, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and Luca Crucifino. You have to imagine that Adriana Rizzo will be in their corner. And they will square off against 3 members of Dark State. My guess is it'll be Dion Lennox, Cutler James, and Saquon Sugars with Osiris Griffin as the corner man. So 6-man tag team matchup. Michael Bullock, who you got here? I think the outcome is pretty obvious in this one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, look, as much as I want the D'Angelo family to win this, to me, I got to go with the Dark State because I think they're really trying to push this new faction, this new group. And I think what better way to do it than to get a win at Stand and Deliver. So Dark State wins. It's yours, Florio.
Excuse me. The D'Angelo family have been having a rough time since Tony D'Angelo lost the NXT North American Championship to Shawn Spears. To make matters worse, he was attacked by Dark State as they attempted to assert authority on the brand. Channing Stacks Lorenzo has been over-aggressive in trying to get revenge on Dark State, which has drawn the ire of Tony D'Angelo. It appears that a feud is brewing between the Don and the Underboss, and Dark State will take advantage of the D'Angelo family falling apart and secure the win. So I've got Dark State, and I believe Stacks will turn on Tony D. No doubt about that. MF, what says you?
Not only are you right, Anthony, I'll even go one further. Stacks does indeed turn on Tony, turns on Luca Crucifino, and joins Dark State. The Underboss jumps ship and joins the crew. He'll be kind of the number 2 guy because we know there is a ringleader. So the Underboss will become the co-main of this group. There is one other guy that I think is going to be the ringleader. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, Anthony, it is yours.
All right, let's move on to our next match. NXT Tag Team Championship on the line. The champions, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, defending against Hank and Tank. Fraxium has been on an epic run as NXT Tag Team Champions, essentially cleaning out the entire division. Their next defense was determined through a tag team gauntlet match this past Tuesday on NXT, where the winners of that gauntlet earned a title shot at Stand and Deliver. Hank and Tank ran the gauntlet from the number 1 spot to earn the opportunity at Stand and Deliver. They defeated Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont, Brooks Jensen and Nico Vance of the Culling, Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights of No Quarter Catch Crew, and Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. Hank and Tank have been going through an identity crisis, getting counsel from the Hardy Boys, the Street Profits, and the Motor City Machine Guns, among others. It's a crowning achievement for Hank and Tank to rise all the way from the bottom to the biggest show of the year. However, I believe they are going to fall short as Fraxium continues to roll as arguably the best tag team in the world. For right now, I'll be honest, this is a gut and heart situation here. My gut is telling me to go with Nathan Frazier and Axiom to retain. My heart is telling me to go with Hank and Tank to get that feel-good moment, but there have been times during this title reign where we've gone against Nathan Frazier and Axiom, and every time that we've done so, they've proven us wrong. And I'm going to go with the Jesse the Body Ventura theory on this one. Nathan Frazier and Axiom are the champions, and until they get beat, you got to go with the champions. So for right now, winners and still the NXT Tag Team Champions, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, but MF, I would not at all be surprised if they decide to pull the trigger on Hank and Tank.
I hope they do, man, because there has to be a new tag team champions at this point. I mean, like you said, Fraxium cleared out the entire division. Who do you have left? Who can you throw? So I mean, it's been almost well over a year. This is almost what, a year and a half reign as tag team champions. So I mean, it's been unbelievable. It's one of the greatest runs we've ever seen in wrestling. They are right now the longest reigning champions in WWE. Like you can go through the entire landscape of WWE right now. They are the longest reigning champions as we speak. There's no other champion that has come even close to what Fraxium has been doing lately. So, yes, would we love to see new tag team champions? Absolutely. I would love to see Hank and Tank, realize their dreams and win it all and take the belts. But Fraxium has proven to it so many times where we feel like, oh, this is going to be new champions. This could be the time where they lose the belt. They don't, and they don't pull the trigger on it. They pull the rug out from under us every freaking time. And we're just like, what the hell? I think Fraxium's going to win it. I think they're going to successfully defend the titles Would I be shocked if we get new tag team champions? Absolutely not. But until you beat the champs will remain the champs. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, you're right. You're up.
Yeah, and the other thing too, guys, is what's the thing that we've seen from Fraxium during their tag team title run?
A little bit of some tension.
Yeah, and the thing is, when we've had that tension, we keep thinking to ourselves, they're going to drop the belts eventually because of this tension. And
every time they've overcome it.
Every time they've, like you said, they just said they overcome that tension. And I mean, I've even said it many times myself. So I keep thinking it's going to happen and it doesn't. So I am not going to make that same mistake again. So you're right, guys. I mean, I do want to see Hank and Tank become the new champs. I mean, because they are the ultimate underdogs, but Fraxium has just been on an absolute run. And like I said, every time we think they're going to lose the belt, especially with that tension, it doesn't happen. So until I see it for myself, I cannot go against the champs. So winner, and still the NXT Tag Team Champions, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. So nothing more to say. Let's move on, Florio.
And in this current reign, Frazier and Axiom have been champions for 228 days. They're in their second reign as tag team champions. And this current one, they have been on since September 1st of last year. And that was an NXT special that they won those titles. So it'll be 230 days by the time we get to Saturday. They defeated Andre Chase and Rich Holland, and that was NXT No Mercy.
That's right. So technically, Cody is the longest reign because he is the WWE champion, and he's held it practically for over 1 year. So it's the second longest reign that I can think of for Fraxium. It's the longest reign in NXT. It's the longest reign in NXT right now, but I think it's the second longest overall, because I don't think we have another champion that comes even close to that reign. So yeah, Cody is number one. Fraxium is actually number 2 overall. Because
as of right now,
yes.
As of right now, Cody's reign sits at 375 days. So
yeah, so he's over 1 year.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It'll be 378 when we get to Sunday night.
Yeah.
When he defends against John Cena. So, but anyways, 228 for Fraxium in this current run. Very impressive. It'll be 230 when we get to Saturday afternoon. So we'll see what happens, but we got to go with Fraxium for now. NXT North American Championship on the line. The champion, Ricky Saints, defending the title against All Ego, Ethan Page. And I believe this one goes to MF here. So MF, we got a battle of 2 former AEW guys. Who you got?
I got to go with the champ. I got to go with Ricky Saints. I think this is one of those where it's going to be a very good match. It's going to be an excellent fight. But the fans in Vegas is going to hijack this match. They are absolutely going to hijack this. And they're going to go, and this is going to be that one moment in the whole weekend that the NXT fans are going to be all attacking AEW. You know it, you feel it, you sense it, you know it's going to happen. It's almost a guarantee. You're going to hear Tony fumbles. You might hear AEW sucks. You're gonna hear it from these fans on Saturday of the complete and utter disdain for All Elite Wrestling, for letting these 2 guys go and watching them cook on an NXT WWE ring on WrestleMania weekend. This is going to be that kind of moment and this was shrewd by Shawn Michaels and the crew to put this match at the moment that they're doing it, knowing what's going on, knowing the situation, knowing that of all the stuff that's been going on between AEW and WWE, this is a very petty move, but I'm all for it as well. So that's why I'm not as animated about this matchup. But at the end of the day, Ricky Saints has to win this match. He deserves to keep the belt because you want to build him up. Don't get me wrong. All Ego is gonna get a moment here, maybe a hope spot. So they're gonna make All Ego look really good in this match because of, again, what they're going to do with this matchup. But I'm telling you right now, this Vegas crowd is going to hijack this fight, and WWE is probably expecting it. AEW marks are expecting it, and we know it's going to happen because this NXT event, the Euros are showing up. You know they're going to be there. You know you're going to get that wild international flavor coming into Vegas. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a very talked about fight, maybe for the good reasons, but also because of this anti-AEW push that you're going to get. I'm telling you, boys, it is going to be lit. This matchup might have it's going to be a very interesting feel. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this matchup, but I already know personally this is going to be one of those matchups that the fans are going to hijack this fight. And when they do, we're just going to have to sit back and see where they go with this. Because this could be a very bizarro match, to say the very least. So, Michael Bullock, it's yours. I got Ricky Saints successfully defending the title and remaining the North American champion.
Yeah, and Fletch, and I'll tell you this right now. As good as this match is going to be, I think the fans, like you said, I think they're going to hijack it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to send a message to all those AEW dick riders, all those sickos out there who are, all those marks who are saying, oh, AEW is the best thing going right now. No. If you're the best thing going right now, then why you got guys like Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, who you had a chance to push and never did?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the fans are saying Tony fumbled. And he did fumble. I mean, he had a chance to do something with these guys, and he did not. So the fans are going to hijack it. It's still going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong, but the fans are going to hijack it and basically just send a message and stick it to all of you AEW marks, to all you dick riders, all you fans who support Tony Khan, to say, yeah, you say you're still the best wrestling company in the world, then why you got guys like, and it's not just Ricky Saints and All Ego Ethan Page. Let's not forget also, there are other former AEW stars that are currently right now in WWE, like the current champion Cody Rhodes, Jay Cargill, CM Punk. All those names. I don't know if I missed any.
No, but here's the reason why I'm gonna stop you for a moment, because we'll get into this in WrestleMania. But with Punk, that's its own situation.
Oh no, I'm only saying when it comes to AEW.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I get it, but I'm just saying, as far as that goes, that's its own thing. That's its own problems. Jay Cargill, they booked her right. It's just that she wanted out of AEW. She wanted it out because the
she saw the
contract.
writing on the wall.
It wasn't that the writing was on the wall. It was that she basically was like, look, she was basically injured towards the end of her run. And basically, she basically was like, and the thing was, she was still at the top. The AEW was still fine. There was no writing on the wall then. And as far as Cody goes, that's the one that you can say, all right, he got out because he had creative differences with AEW. That's the one that you can say him and Punk are perfect examples of getting out when they wanted to get out.
I forgot a couple of other names too. Penta and especially Ray Phoenix.
Now, those are special cases. And that I agree with. That you could lump that in with the CM Punk and you can lump that in with Cody Rhodes. And I'm not going to disagree with you on that, Michael Bullock. You got every right to say that. You're absolutely right. Jade Cargill, she was the good soldier. She stayed to the very end. The reason why she left was because her contract ran out and she saw the money that WWE at the time was throwing. Because remember, this was right around the same time TKO got involved. And the TKO money started flying out the door. That's why they decided to go to do the whole thing that they needed to do. Then Jade took a long time because they needed to make her WWE ready. Try to get the AEW stuff out of her system, give her WWE legs. Once she got that, and then also she was hurt, she was injured. So let's not try to play that card, but she was injured, so she needed time to heal. She did. They put her in the performance center just to get her into game shape, and then they let her go. I don't blame Tony Khan for the Jay Cargill situation because Jay got out, but she was still a loyal soldier because she went all the way to the end of her contract with AEW. And as a matter of fact, there's no ill will between Jay Cargill and AEW. There's been no mention, no negativity, and no issues between Jay Cargill and AEW. There was never a creative issue.
But as far as the others, that's a
different story. So let's kind of ease up.
So let's take out the whole Jake Cargill thing and let's just focus on the others that I did mention.
Yes. Now you have a point to say what you're saying. Jay Cargill is the exception to the rule.
Yeah, she's the only exception to the rule. So this is basically to send a message to Tony Khan of when you fumbled with all those names that I mentioned. And they're going to be, and you know Tony Khan and the AEW marks are going to watch this, and they're going to be like, they're probably going to be like, oh, they're taking shots at us. Oh, they're disrespecting us. Well, you know what? If Tony Khan had booked those guys that I mentioned better, they wouldn't be in NXT or WWE right now. They wouldn't. But Tony fumbled it, and that's his own damn fault. And if any of you AEW marks, any of you dick riders that got a problem with what I just said, then you know what? You can go fucking screw yourselves. Ricky Saints retains. I mean, look, he just won the belt. I just don't see him losing it this quickly. I mean, look, all ego Ethan Page. And look, do I want him to be the NXT North American champion? Of course, but he just came off of a run with the NXT championship. So, and plus, I think they're really trying to push Ricky Saints here. So, Ricky Saints retains. And, of course, for me, mini rant is over. It is yours, Florio.
Okay, so Ricky Saints has taken the NXT universe by storm since arriving. Saints said that he came to NXT to be the top star, and he wasted no time making his mark, defeating Shawn Spears of the Culling to become the NXT North American champion in record time. Multiple contenders interrupted Starks' first promo as champion: Ethan Page, Wes Lee, Lexis King, and Eddie Thorpe. A fatal four-way match was booked for this past Tuesday night on NXT to determine who would face Ricky Saints for the North American Championship at Stand and Deliver, with Ethan Page emerging victorious. Ethan Page is jealous of Ricky's quick rise to the top, and he's determined to stop Ricky Saints' momentum before it gets any bigger. However, Ethan Page will fail at his mission, as Saints is just getting started on his way to becoming one of NXT's top stars. So Ricky Saints will pick up the win in this one. So winner and still the NXT North American champion, it will be Ricky Saints. 2 matches left on the fight card, and we got the 2 big ones. Fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. The champion, Stephanie Vacour, versus Julia, versus Jordan Grace, versus Jada Parker. Michael Bullock, who you got? Bullock, are you there? All right. I'm guessing that Michael Bullock probably stepped away for a moment. I guess I'm just gonna have to take it for a spin until Bullock comes back in. So, all right. Stephanie Vacour made history as NXT's first women's double champion after she defeated Julia at Roadblock last month. Vacour had promised to be a fighting champion, and she successfully defended the NXT Women's Championship against Jada Parker and the North American Championship against Fallon Henley, both on the same night. However, General Manager Ava believed the pace was unsustainable and asked Stephanie Vacour to relinquish the Women's North American Championship. Vacour agreed, but on one condition. Stephanie said she wanted to choose her opponent for the NXT Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver, which Ava agreed to. Jordan Grace immediately came out to once again state her case for why she deserved the opportunity when Jada Parker arrived and started a brawl. Jordan Grace and Jada Parker fought for the opportunity to face Stephanie Vacour, but that predictably turned into a brawl with all 3 women getting physical. That's when Julia arrived for the first time since losing the NXT Women's Championship at Roadblock to lay out everyone and announce that she wanted her rematch. Ultimately, Vacour informed Ava that she wanted to face all 4 women at Stand and Deliver. Stephanie Vacour seems like a strong bet to retain, and it will be interesting to see who will earn a singles match against Stephanie Vacour after Stand and Deliver. So for me right now, the winner and still the NXT Women's Champion, La Primera, Stephanie Vacour. All right, Michael Bullock is here. So, Bullock, I got Stephanie Vacour retaining the NXT Women's Championship against Julia, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace. What says you?
Yeah, I'm going with Stephanie Vacour to retain the title as well. I mean, especially after she just recently won it, so it doesn't make sense to take the title off of her. I mean, Julia just had a run with it, and look, I mean, as much as I want to see Jada Parker or Jordan Grace win, I don't think it's their time. It will happen eventually, but just not now. Stephanie Vacour wins. It's yours, Fletch.
MF, are you there? All right. I guess MF had to step away for a moment. So while we wait for him to come in, let's get to the main event of the afternoon. Triple threat match for the NXT Championship. The champion, Oba Femi, defending the title against Trick Williams and Javon Evans in a triple threat matchup. I'll start it since it was gonna be my turn anyway. Obafemi retained the NXT Championship after a tough challenge from TNA X Division champion Moose at Roadblock. The man Femi dethroned as champion, Trick Williams, has been on the hunt to reclaim his title since New Year's Evil in January. After finally vanquishing Eddie Thorpe, a more aggressive Trick Williams finally has a clear focus on getting his title back from Obafemi. However, Javon Evans has become a thorn in Trick Williams' side. Fresh off winning a feud against Ethan Page, Javon Evans believes that it's time for him to be the man in NXT. Trick Williams has strongly dismissed Javon Evans as a serious threat, though Evans was quick to remind Williams that he laid out Obafemi, something Trick Williams has not done. A triple threat for the title was announced after a pair of violent confrontations between the trio. Looming large over this match is the presence of Dark State. NXT's new road group has attacked various stars since arriving on the scene, including multiple beatdowns on Obafemi, as well as Evans and Williams. With triple threat matches having no disqualification rules, look for the group to once again get involved in this match, but I believe in the end, ultimately, Obafemi will find a way to retain his NXT championship. So the winner, and still the NXT champion, the ruler, Obafemi. Who? So, not much more to say. MF, your prediction for the Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way and the main event.
Oh man. Fatal 4-Way, Stephanie Vakor to successfully defend the title. This one, Obafemi successfully defends the championship. I totally agree with everything that you said, Anthony Florio. I don't think there's really nothing more for me to add on that. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it unanimous here. Obafemi retains the title, so there's really nothing more to add on to it. So let's move on, Anthony Florio, to the Showcase of the Immortals, the two-night WrestleMania 41.
WrestleMania 41 takes place this Saturday and Sunday night from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, the event is stacked with big matches featuring the top names in WWE. Night one of the event is headlined by a triple threat match between three of the biggest superstars on the main roster, as Seth Rollins takes on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. This match will serve as CM Punk's first ever WrestleMania main event, a goal that had previously eluded him in his legendary career. Royal Rumble winner, main event Jey Uso, will take his shot at World Heavyweight Champion Gunther in another of the featured Night 1 matches. Jey Uso has come up short in 3 previous matches against Gunther and now has the chance to score the biggest win of his career and put his rival down. On the women's side, WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton will put her title on the line against Charlotte Flair. Stratton and Flair recently made things personal in a verbal confrontation that went viral, and there's suddenly much more interest in a match that feels as though it could go sideways at any moment. Night 1 of WrestleMania takes place on Saturday. Night 2 will be on Sunday, and they will both stream live on Peacock beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. Of course, not only streaming on Peacock here it'll be streaming exclusively on Peacock here in the United States, and of course, Netflix internationally, and of course, traditional pay-per-view. So with that being said, let's dive right on in to the card for night number 1. And we started off for the World Tag Team Championship. The champions, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, defending against the New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. It's the New Day. I mean, Kofi and Xavier, they seemed destined for a split, only to instead grow closer by turning on Big E. It was a brilliantly executed heel turn for a long-time babyface team. And then pushing New Day into a story with War Raiders, who are basically forgotten champions on Raw. has not really done anything to build momentum. But the most interesting thing you can do for New Day at this point is for them to not win the titles and have a reason to continue raging. But I do not see that happening at all. I believe they want to validate this heel turn, and there's no better way for them to do it than with the New Day winning the titles and becoming the new champions. But Michael Bullock presented a very interesting theory. And that theory was, what if Big E shows up? What if Big E shows up and screws over his former partners and brothers? He very well could do that. There is a very realistic possibility that could happen. And if that were to happen, there's no doubt that the War Raiders would successfully defend the titles. But for right now, I have to go with my gut on this one. My gut is telling me to go with New Day to win the titles, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, winners and new World Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, the New Day, as X by Pat McAfee. So I got the New Day winning the titles, but I would not. But is there a chance that Bullock's theory might happen? Very possible, but I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, give me the War Raiders or I should say, give me the New Day rather to become the new World Tag Team Champions. So not much more for me to say here. So good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. New Day, War Raiders, World Tag Team Championship. I got the New Day winning the titles. Could Bullock's theory come true? Possibly. It could.
It could, but I don't see it. I actually don't see it either. I think I would be shocked if Big E shows up, but I feel like this is New Day. I think New Day should win the titles. I think they build it up to the point that if they don't succeed and they don't win the titles, then what's the point? I think this has to be new champions. So I'm gonna go with new tag team champions. I'm with you, Florio. I mean, that theory is very possible, but if that happens, why? It would make no sense, at least in my mind. So I'm going New Day to win it all. Bullock, it's yours.
Look, here's the thing. Would I be surprised if the New Day wins the World Tag Team titles? No, I wouldn't. I mean, it would definitely solidify their heel turn, but I don't know. I mean, I just got this feeling inside that. I mean, come on, guys. What's WrestleMania been known for, especially with what we saw with the main event last year?
Unpredictability, surprises.
Exactly. And when did this whole thing happen with Big E? When did
you got to go all the way back to December the 2nd of last year.
I just think, and Big E is actually in Las Vegas, and I think he's been waiting since that December because he was trying whatever he could to get in the graces of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston let's run it back. And then that's when the heel turn happened, and they said, why don't you go back to doing what you're doing and get out? Don't you think Big E's had that on his mind since December? And I think he has. And I think he's waiting for the right time to get back at his former brothers for literally kicking him to the curb. And what better way to do it than at the showcase of the Immortals, and where he screws his former brothers, out of winning the World Tag Team title. So, as much as I want to see it happen, but I don't know, I just got this feeling that I think my theory could come true. So, I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go with the War Raiders to retain the World Tag Team Championships, thanks to an assist from Big E. So, and because I'm the only one doing it,
Hold on.
Go ahead.
What if this is the ultimate swerve? Now, hear me out. Big E shows up. We're all thinking he's going to turn on the New Day, the New Day. What if he screws the War Raiders? What if they've been playing us all along?
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Hold on. And here's the reason why.
No. It's a good thing. It's a good whoa.
We haven't heard from Big E since that day.
That's right.
Why? What if WWE's been pulling the rug out from under us the whole goddamn time, making us believe that they kicked him to the curb?
And what's WWE's been known for?
Swerve, bro.
What if he's also been a part of it? Do you realize the nuclear heat that would happen if the New Day is actually the three of them together? I could see this. I could actually see Big E coming out like, this was perfectly planned. This was brilliant. And, you know, because here's the thing. He could turn around and he can say, well, yeah, they did toss me to the side, but what the F did any of you morons do? You guys never wanted to check up on me. You didn't care about me. You didn't give any bull crap about anything that was going on when I was gone. You never asked for an update or anything. He could turn around and attack the WWE universe, and it would be perfectly planned. Because has there ever been anything from the fans about Big E? No.
Nope.
There hasn't. What if that happens? Now, yes,
Well, we'll see.
you're lone wolfing it. I don't mind it. But I'm just thinking devil's advocate here. I'm thinking in the
Which
back
you've
of my
been known to
mind.
do. I'll give you credit for it.
So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. It would be fine. Yeah. What if Big E shows up? What if he screws the War Raiders? What if they were all behind this all along?
Well, WWE, like we just said, they've been known to swerve us many times.
And this would be the
ultimate swerve.
Again, this would be the brilliance of Triple H being that booker.
And not just being a swerve, but the other word what WWE has been known for.
Unpredictability.
Exactly.
And that would be, and of all nights, and you know it's WrestleMania. You know there's going to be a nuke or two coming down the pipe.
And and like you said, Fletch, Triple H is going to try to pull out all the stops to make this WrestleMania one of the best.
Yeah. So
I would not be surprised if your theory does come true.
I could see it.
I could too.
I could. But I'm just going to say for right now, I'm just going with my theory. But would that happen? You never know.
And
it's WrestleMania, for God's sakes.
I'm not going to say, and the thing is, I'm not going to sell on the theory. I think Big E will show up. I do believe that. Do I think that he's going to screw over the New Day to win the titles? It's very possible. But what if it's not? What if he is behind it with the guys? What if it was all an elaborate ruse the whole time? I mean, it would be absolutely mind-boggling. You know the internet will melt because they'll be like, why would you
thought the New Day got nuclear heat already?
Oh my God, it would be so massive.
Mm-hmm.
And
it would take the nuclear heat to a whole new level.
And the thing is, what is the one thing that the fans have been wanting? Or what was the one thing that they were saying? They wanted the New Day to get their comeuppance for doing that to Big E. What if they flip the script and screw the fans over at WrestleMania? It would be absolutely palpable. But I'm with you. I still believe the New Day is going to win the titles. Your theory, I think, could happen more than anything else.
Well,
But I
there's
don't
only
know.
one
We'll
thing
see.
we got to do, and that's wait till WrestleMania Saturday to see what happens.
That's right.
We just got to wait and see how it goes. But I'm going with my theory. I'm lone wolfing it. But could either of those things happen? It's a real possibility. It's WrestleMania. They've been
Right.
known for swerving us and for that unpredictability.
That's it.
Because if Triple H wants to make this one of the top WrestleManias ever, he needs to pull out all the stops. And I would not be surprised if he goes to what Fletch just mentioned.
All right. So, with that being said, let's move on to our next match on the night one fight card. WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, one-on-one with El Grande Americano. MF, who you got in this one?
I got to go with the man, the myth, the legend. I got to go Ray Ray. I think Rey Mysterio is going to win this match. I think this is going to be the moment where the Gran Americano does get exposed. I do believe that it will be Chad Gable. I just don't see how this doesn't go any other way. I just feel like with everything going on, with the whole storyline that they were trying to do, you know they're going to want to give Ray a feel good moment. You know what they want to give Ray another WrestleMania moment. I think he's going to get it. I think Ray wins it. I think the mask comes flying off, and it's going to be, and we're going to find out that it's Chad Gable all along. Or we could get a swerve here, and Chad Gable comes out, the Grand Americano. We could have a double doink situation a la WrestleMania 9. We could get that. We don't know. But I believe Ray's going to win it, and then they're going to try to do a reveal. And I don't know. Maybe they try to play this a little while longer. I don't know. But I do believe that obviously Ray should win this match. So I got Ray winning. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I got Rey Mysterio winning as well. And I do believe this is where El Grande Americano is going to get exposed, and then the reveal is going to be Chad Gable. And oh boy, guys, I mean, if that does happen, imagine what Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is going to be like. I mean, because all this time, Gable's been coming up with excuses for why he's not going to be competing or being on Raw to Adam Pearce. If Adam Pearce sees this, there could be a fine or there could be a suspension coming for Chad Gable. And what's the one thing you do not want to deal with, Anthony Florio?
The best Adam Pearce, which we all know is angry Adam Pearce.
And I'm sorry to say it to you, Chad Gable, but when you do get exposed, that's what you're going to have to deal with. And trust me, and Florio can say the same thing, you do not want to deal with an angry Adam Pearce because he will unleash hell on Chad Gable for not only disrespecting the WWE Universe, but most importantly, and Fletch, you know this, for disrespecting the Lucha Libre legacy. It's yours, Florio.
There are a few modern angles as quintessentially pro wrestling as El Grande Americano, the masked wrestler who is very obviously the man claiming to not be under the mask. There is only so far you can carry that kind of angle without burning it out, however, and that means Rey Mysterio should get the win here, and Chad Gable should face the consequences of his actions. So I got Rey Mysterio winning this match as well. Next up on the fight card, Jade Cargill, one-on-one with Naomi. Michael Bullock, who you got here?
Yeah, this whole thing's been boiling over since the moment when Jade Cargill was found put through that the car window and cost her a spot at the in the women's war games, and everybody kept thinking throughout all this that it was probably Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez because of what they did to Rhea Ripley, but it was revealed, especially when at the Elimination Chamber, that it was Naomi who was the one that took her out, and Jay Cargill's been waiting for this moment to finally get her hands on her and give her the beating that she deserves. But I don't know about you guys, but I got a feeling that Naomi's gonna somehow is gonna steal this victory, and I don't know. I just got this feeling, and here's the other thing that could possibly happen. And Fletch, what's the one thing that you've been telling us? That there's more than meets the eye with the whole Naomi situation.
Okay.
Because didn't you say that a certain EST is behind this too?
Yes.
Who knows?
Do
Maybe
you
there
think
could be
that
another surprise that maybe just as Jade looks like she's going to win it, Bianca comes out and screws Jade over, and she gets revealed as the one who helped put the whole thing together to take Jade Cargill out?
Oh, I don't think they would pull that trigger though. I think that might be down the line. I don't think they would do that now. Like that would be oh my look, and especially if you think Bianca because of night 2, oh that might be dangerous, but like I don't know. I don't know if that would happen. I think what we might get is I think Naomi might say that Bianca did it, but I don't think Bianca's going to show up. I don't think not yet.
Either way, I got Naomi winning this. Either way. So we'll see what happens, but with everything that's been going on, I don't know. We'll see. But either way, I got Naomi stealing this one. It's yours, Florio.
I'm sorry, Bullock. I have to respectfully disagree with you on this one. Jade Cargill and Naomi are quietly cooking up one of WrestleMania's more compelling storylines. It's been overshadowed by bigger names and tepid progress down the stretch. But this match demands attention. It's the culmination of a long whodunit mystery, which included Jade Cargill's explosive return at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and Naomi's refreshing descent into madness. Building Jade Cargill is the match's primary goal. Cargill's star presence screams off the page, and Naomi can be trusted to guide her to a solid win. So I'm sorry, Michael Bullock, with all due respect, I respectfully disagree with you. I have Jade Cargill winning this match. So, MF, classic question, who do you agree with? Do you agree with me and Jade Cargill, or do you go with Bullock and Naomi?
I don't see how Jade does not win this match. I don't. I don't see it. I don't see how she doesn't win this. I mean, she just got back. This is her first match. Naomi made it personal. And I think, honestly, I get why Michael Bullock is saying what he's saying because he's going for the shock value. This is not the time or the place to do it. This is not yet. We'll find out eventually that Bianca was the ringleader. I just don't see it happening this fast because I don't see it. I don't see that outcome. I think Jade wins this one at WrestleMania. If you want to give Naomi the win, okay, but why? It would make no sense unless you give this a blow off at Backlash in St. Louis. That's the only thing I can think of. But to me, Naomi should be destroyed and ended at WrestleMania. in Jade Cargill's mind. This should be Jade's win, no doubt about it. Then maybe Naomi drops the bomb and says, well, I'm not the one you should be going after. Talk to your bestie, Bianca Belair. Then we got a situation. And I'll play that, when it comes to a little bit. So, Anthony, it's yours. But right now, I got Jade Cargill winning this match. Nothing more to say.
All right. Next up, for the United States Heavyweight Championship, the champion, LA Knight, defending the title against the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu might have the most potential of anyone on the roster. His aura is immense, his athleticism is remarkable, and his mic skills are rough, rugged, and raw. Jacob Fatu is on the way up, and nothing can or should stop him. It's a shame LA Knight, who is worthy of a good U.S. title reign, must be sacrificed to the Samoan Werewolf. So, winner and new United States Heavyweight Champion, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. MF, what says you?
No arguments here. History should be made and will be made. Unprecedented crowning. Jacob Fatu will finally realize his dream as the United States Heavyweight Champion. The only thing that would mess this up is if Solo Sikoa screws Jacob over. I hope that does not happen. I want Jacob to win this title. Don't get me wrong. I'm also for LA Knight, but Jacob deserves a title. I think we're gonna see a Jacob Solo program, but it cannot happen yet. I think Jacob Fatu deserves to be a champion. He wins at WrestleMania. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got to go with Jacob Fatu to win and become the new United States champion. And like you said, the only thing that could mess this up is if Solo screws him over, because as you notice, guys, there have been some dissension with Solo and Jacob Fatu. So I hope they don't do this at WrestleMania where, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love to see LA Knight still the champion, but Jacob's been around for a while now. Don't you think, guys, it's time for him to get a singles title in WWE? I believe that's going to happen at WrestleMania. So Jacob Fatu wins and becomes the new United States champion. It's yours, Florio.
WWE Women's Championship on the line. The champion, Tiffany Stratton, defending against the winner of this year's Women's Royal Rumble match, the first ever two-time winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. It's only fitting that MF starts off on this one because this is his show. This is SmackDown all the way. And MF, this feud, straight up personal. Only fitting you started off.
Going into WrestleMania, I think everybody was thinking Charlotte Flair was going to win this title and that Tiffany was going to be a transitional champion. But in the last few weeks, and especially after that promo, you've noticed how everything is starting to turn and everything is flipping on its head. I believe now Tiffany is going over. They're going to want to punish Charlotte because she went rogue first on that promo, and they're going to make an example out of her for that. I believe at WrestleMania, it is going to be Tiffy time. Tiffany will get her moment. This will be the quote unquote passing of the torch. Tiffany Stratton successfully defends the WWE Women's Championship, and she will have the Golden Girl moment at WrestleMania. Winner and still champion Tiffany Stratton. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Like you said, this has gotten very, very personal, especially with that promo where everybody was talking about, where they literally went off script and basically traded personal jabs at each other. Where Tiffany Stratton, where she said that, you know what, Charlotte, you're 0 for 3 when it comes to marriages. And what did Charlotte's response was? You know, Ludwig Kaiser is in my DMs. And then this personal rivalry was taken to another level when Charlotte Flair last week on SmackDown attacked Tiffany Stratton in the parking lot. So much so that security escorted her out of the building, and she was told to go home for the rest of the week. And then what happened? She showed up later on to do more damage to Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, this has gotten very personal. Yeah, and Tiffany Stratton, I think, is going to win this match and retain the title. And they're going to punish Charlotte because, like you said, Fletch, she was the one who started all this. She was the one that started all the personal jabs at Tiffany Stratton. They're going to want to punish her for it. But I will say this right now. And I'm going to ask you guys this. What happens if they do the unthinkable and put the title on Charlotte Flair again?
The internet will literally explode, and not in a good way. There's going to be a lot of rants, including the most successful content creator in YouTube history. And if you thought that rant he went on AEW Dynasty was epic, that ain't nothing compared to what he will do if, God forbid, Charlotte wins again. LOL.
Oh, if Charlotte wins again, I will unleash hell on this, because Tiffany Stratton is the most over female right now in WWE ever since they put that title on her. And you're going to have her job to Charlotte Flair? That would make absolutely zero sense. Triple H needs to do the right thing that he's done many times and have Tiffany go over. Tiffany wins, retains the WWE Women's Championship, but God forbid if they put the title on Charlotte Flair. I'm warning you guys right now. I'm gonna go on a major phenom rant, and trust me, it is not gonna be for the weak of heart, because why do you need to have Charlotte win another title? She doesn't need it. She's already won so many women's championships. She doesn't need another one. It's Tiffy's time, no doubt. So, Tiffany Stratton wins. It is yours, Florio.
The WWE Women's title, this WWE Women's Championship program has been messy. It's a shame considering how much support Tiffany Stratton rallied from the fans. Inserting Charlotte Flair into the world title program gives it instant credibility, but there is not enough upside to having her win. For whatever reason, the audience does not seem to connect with Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton should get the nod over the 14-time Women's World Champion to really elevate her stock. So winner and still the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, and it will be Tiffy time. I believe we have 2 matches left. Yes, we do. We have 2 matches left on the night 1 card, and we got the 2 big ones here. There's a rumor going around that this may be the jump off for WrestleMania Saturday. It could. We'll have to wait and find out. But nonetheless, here it is. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. The champion, the Ring General, Gunther, defending against the winner of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match, main event Jey Uso. And I believe it's Michael Bullock who starts it off. So Bullock, is this going to be the night? Will this finally be the moment that Jey Uso can finally beat Gunther 0 for 3 beforehand? Can Jey Uso finally get it done and become the World Heavyweight Champion? Yeet or no yeet on this one? Bullock, are you there?
Oh, I just forgot to unmute my mic.
Oh, that's all right. Yeet or no yeet?
Yeah, going into this, I mean, there were some people who thought that Gunther should retain because what happened in the first few weeks of this? Jey Uso has had struggles where he was like, he tripped when he was going for a spear, and of course the whole thing with his brother Jimmy. But the last couple of weeks, we've seen a different side of Jey Uso, where he said, like, you know what? I'm not afraid of you anymore. And I'm going to go and pray to the big man upstairs and apologize for the man I'm about to become. So, yeah, you want to talk about personal things when it came to Charlotte and Tiffany. It got personal with Jey Uso and Gunther after what Gunther did to his brother Jimmy Uso. So, yes, he's been 0 for 3 so far. But I think this is where Jey Uso's finally going to get his moment. He's going to finally beat the Ring General Gunther, and he is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He's not only going to do it for himself, he's going to do it for his brother Jimmy and for the rest of the family. So, winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, main event Jey Uso. Yeet! But I'll tell you this right now. If Gunther retains, you think about, I mean, you thought me going on a rant with if Charlotte retains, or Charlotte wins, I should say. Oh, that's nothing compared to what I'm going to do if they keep the title on him, because main event Jey Uso's been the most over guy right now in WWE. I mean, with everybody yeeting, and of course, our own guy, Anthony Florio, who, when we went on our guys' night, I saw his the shirt that he bought, the Yeet shirt. And there you see it right there, folks. There it is. He's wearing it. And he just won the men's Royal Rumble. If you don't have him win the title, then what was the point of him winning the men's Royal Rumble in the first place? So, but I don't see it happening because it's Jey Uso's time. Winner and new World Heavyweight Champion. Main event Jey Uso. Yeet. It's yours, Florio.
Before I get into my thought, I mean, what is that entrance going to be like on Saturday night?
It's going to be an absolute yeet fest.
We've seen a lot of great yeet moments. I mean, when they were here last summer for Monday Night Raw here in Providence at the end of August last year, oh yeah, we were yeeting up a storm. Nobody more so than Michael Bullock. I mean, even though we all did, but Bullock went all in on it, literally.
Oh, you damn right I did.
And I was right there with you. And you know that is going to be the scene, not only during the entrance. I mean, the entrance is one thing. What will that scene be like if Jey Uso goes all the way and wins the World Heavyweight Championship? Holy hell. That is going to be something else. All right, now. Directly after Jey Uso's shocking Royal Rumble win, which was a great WrestleMania moment, some may have figured, maybe he's got a shot at this. But then the angle cooled off to a shocking degree. But in recent weeks, WWE got the fire going a bit with Gunther's brutal attack on Jay's twin brother Jimmy and Jay's passionate response. And Bullock mentioned every bit of that. With all that being said, after what we've seen recently, now more than ever, it feels like a Jey Uso world title win is in the cards. There is no doubt about it. I mean, this has Jey Uso winning the title written all over it. So, I believe he's due. I believe this is his moment. And you want to validate that Royal Rumble win? You put the World Heavyweight, you strap Jey Uso with the World Heavyweight Championship. I hope I didn't buy that Yeet shirt for nothing. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope I didn't buy this shirt for nothing. I wanted to get it.
Yeah, because I will go on a rant if that happens. If Gunther retains, and then for you, it's almost like I wasted my money on a Yeet shirt for nothing.
I bought it in support.
What, 25, $35 down the drain if he loses?
Pretty much.
Damn.
Not bad at all, but I bought the shirt in support of Jey Uso because, you know, Bullock and I have been riding that Yeet train ever since that whole Yeet movement started. And we've had some movements in WrestleMania past. WrestleMania 30, we had Daniel Bryan and the Yes movement. Last year, we had Cody Rhodes in the Whoa movement. And we go from those two to this year and the Yeet movement for main event Jey Uso. So he's also one of the leading merchandise sellers in WWE, if not the leading merchandise seller. He's damn near at the top of that merchandise seller list. So you got to capitalize on this. We're all dying to see Jey Uso win the World Heavyweight Championship. Is there a chance Gunther retains? Absolutely there is. We can't directly rule it out. Of course, there was a theory that MF heard from one of his boys in his Discord saying that Gunther was not only going to retain, but that he was going to absolutely bury Jey Uso. But I know
now that is the part where I will go off if that happens.
Oh, you and me both. Because we're the president and the vice president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yeet movement. There is no doubt about that in my mind whatsoever. So, boy, howdy, I will say this. He wins that title. Oh, boy, I'm going to be yeeting. I'm going to be yeeting up a storm just like Bullock did last summer when Raw was here. So, winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, main event, Jey Uso, yeet. So, not much more to say. MF, yeet or no yeet?
Yeah, no, total agreement here, unanimous decision. Winner and new heavyweight champion of the world, main event, Jey Uso. Like we said, Gunther promised 10 weeks of hell. For about 7 weeks, Jey Uso was in personal hell until the moment Jimmy got jumped and got left in the pool of his own blood. That was the moment that Jey flipped. And he went from the Yeet Master to the right-hand man, main event Jey Uso of the bloodline. And that was when the game changed. Jey Uso is going to realize his dream. He's walking out the heavyweight champion of the world on Saturday night. Anthony, it's yours.
All right, gentlemen. It is main event time for night 1 of WrestleMania. Triple threat match. Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman in his corner and versus the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns. WWE loves to make a splash to end the first night of WrestleMania. And what bigger splash would there be than to have Paul Heyman help Seth Rollins win rather than picking a side between CM Punk and Roman Reigns? Everyone has been manipulating Heyman in one way or another, but Rollins is the most honest about his motivations. CM Punk finally gets his WrestleMania main event. Roman Reigns is given fuel to move forward, and Seth Rollins is once again the architect of a genius plan. Not all main event stars have equal stature. Seth Rollins has previously conceded that WWE may never see him as their top star. CM Punk and Roman Reigns garner more fan interest and are presented more strongly for it. But Seth Rollins is a tremendous asset to WWE. He's popular, talented, and extremely driven. The triple threat stipulation presents many possibilities for Seth Rollins to sneak a win, elevating his profile against two top stars that are bulletproof. And you remember, a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins, he said to Paul Heyman, "You owe me a favor now." And you know what that favor is. He wants Paul Heyman to be his wise man. And I think Seth Rollins will become a Paul Heyman guy come Saturday night. Would I be surprised if Punk or Reigns wins this match? No, certainly not. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, I think CM Punk needs this win more than any of the three. I think Punk is the one who needs it more. I mean, especially after everything he's been through. You know, a year ago, it was supposed to be him and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And CM Punk was supposed to, and obviously the plan was for CM Punk to become the World Heavyweight Champion. That did not happen thanks to Drew McIntyre in the Men's Royal Rumble match with that future shock DDT that blew up Punk's tricep. So, and blew up the WrestleMania plans, as we all know, last year. He needs it more. If I'm going to be honest with you, me personally, I want CM Punk to win this match. I do. Especially with this being his first WrestleMania main event. But I got this sneaking suspicion that Seth Rollins will become a Paul Heyman guy. And Paul Heyman is going to be the difference maker in this. I want Punk to win, honestly. But at the end, I got to go with Seth freaking Rollins. And he becomes a Paul Heyman guy. MF, what says you?
There's more to the story. I'll add to that in a little bit, but I will totally agree with everything you just said, Anthony Florio. Seth Rollins wins. He becomes a Paul Heyman guy. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins to win this one. And I also think that Heyman's going to turn and align with Seth freaking Rollins. So nothing more to say. That's it for night one. Florio, let's talk about night two.
Night two will be Sunday night from, of course, obviously from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Easter Sunday night, and well, let's pull it up. Let's pull up the card here for night number 2. So, all right, bear with me for just a moment here. All right. All right, I think I got what I need here. Okay. We're going to go from bottom to top, obviously. We'll save a certain match for last. So, all right. So, all right, we're going to start it off with the phenomenal AJ Styles squaring off against Logan Paul. To be honest, I don't know where Logan Paul goes from here. There's no way that a Logan Paul versus Cena match will happen, but a world title match against Jey Uso is a strong possibility. but so is AJ Styles versus John Cena. And we all loved their matches in 2016. Logan Paul, I believe, needs to win more, as he has lacked momentum since losing the United States Heavyweight Championship to LA Knight at SummerSlam last August. AJ can always get his win back at a later date, though I would not be upset if I was wrong on this one. But I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to go with the Maverick, Logan Paul, to defeat the phenomenal AJ Styles on Sunday night. MF, your thoughts?
I think some fans will be a little upset with that outcome, but I totally can see Logan winning this, and I think he's gonna cheat to win. I don't think this is gonna be a clean victory. I think this is gonna be a scuffy win. So I do believe Logan Paul will backdoor his way to the win at WrestleMania. I know some people are gonna be pissed. I know they're gonna be angry. That I know they're not gonna like the outcome, but I do agree with what you just said, Anthony. So Logan wins. Bullet go.
Yeah, I'm going with Logan Paul to win this one as well, even though I'm probably going to hate myself for saying it, but because I really want to see AJ give Logan Paul his comeuppance, but I don't know. I mean, I think Logan Paul's going to win it. So let's move on, Florio.
Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. MF, this is right up your alley.
This is right up my alley, and it has to be the Archer of Infamy. Basically, McIntyre's been getting the better of Damian going into WrestleMania, the whole 9 yards. It's going to be time to rise up one time for the former El Campeon winner, Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy. He gets a WrestleMania moment by knocking off Drew McIntyre. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Damian Priest to win this and basically punish Drew for everything he's done, and basically said justify what Damian Priest has said. You, Drew, have been coming with one excuse after another because remember, it was Drew McIntyre's own fault for why he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Damian Priest because of that cash-in. Because all he had to do was walk away after winning the title, but he didn't do that. He rubbed it in on CM Punk, and Damian Priest was just doing what he was doing. Cashed in Money in the Bank and won the title. So Damian Priest wins. It's yours, Florio.
No, I respectfully disagree with both of you. I have Drew McIntyre winning this match. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. The story has seen Damian Priest get the upper hand on Drew McIntyre since WrestleMania 40. I don't know where either man will go from here. John Cena versus Damian Priest could be the likely direction if Cena wins, but Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes would also be the next direction if Cody were to somehow win. Cena and McIntyre is a strong possibility also. They wouldn't even need to change much of Drew's character. I would not at all be surprised if heel shenanigans happen here. I believe this feels like Drew's night after his tremendous 2024. And Damian Priest got the best of Drew so many times last year. I'm sorry, guys. I think Drew McIntyre is due. So I am going to go with Drew McIntyre to win this Sin City Street Fight. So there isn't much more for me to add to that. So we move on to our next match. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Braun Breaker, defending against Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Finn Balor. Michael Bullock, who's walking out the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion on Sunday night?
As much as it pains for me to have to say this, I gotta go with Dominic Mysterio. Because the thing is, he's been due for a singles title in WWE. I know people are going to be saying, wait a minute, he won the North American Championship, but that was in NXT. He hasn't won a singles title of any kind. And I think this is where he's going to win it. And I don't think he's going to win it cleanly, even though this is Fatal 4-Way rules. I got a feeling I think there's going to be some misconnection with with him and Finn Balor, because there have been a lot of stuff going on with them, and I think this is where I think Dominic's going to win, and then what I think happens afterwards, I think Dominic, Liv Morgan, Carlito, and I think this is where they turn on Finn Balor and kick him to the curb. So Dominic Mysterio wins and becomes the Intercontinental Champion. It's yours, Florio. Even though it pains for me to say it.
It pains for me to say it too, and I'm going to be honest. This is another situation of who I want versus who I think will win. To be honest, I want Penta to win this match. I want to see Penta become the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion and add to his incredible start to his WWE career since he made his debut in January. But Michael Bullock makes a great and very valid argument for Dum Dum to win this. I assume Braun Breaker will finally move up into the main event scene if he drops the title, even if it is not immediately. I feel that that his time as Intercontinental Champion is coming to a close. Penta is here as a showcase. It is possible that he wins, and I want him to win. But Dominic and Finn have the story. Given that Finn has been frustrated with Dum Dum in the past month or 2 years, however long this Judgment Day breakup tease is gone, the next chapter should be that Dominic steals the title. It would not be a surprise if that is because of Liv Morgan. Or maybe Liv and Finn have been secretly hooking up. Remember, Finn did take the hotel key back when this whole Liv Dom relationship was brewing, which got MF all riled up in a good way. That could be a fun twist, but that would also mean that Dominic would become a babyface. And that would be intriguing. He really hasn't done much since the Rhea story wrapped up, so maybe it is time. The potential of a Dom heel IC title run can be fun if done correctly, but WWE's mid-card has been less than stellar in recent months. But I imagine the company has absolutely no plans on turning Dum Dum babyface soon. So, like I said, I want Penta to win it, but given the story, I hate to say it, but I agree. I have to go with Michael Bullock on this one. Winner and new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. He'll steal it via the Ultimate Opportunist, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. MF, what says you?
This is one of those where if this would have been a few months back, I would have said that I really thought that Dominic was gonna turn babyface. Because if you notice, there was a match between him and Gunther, and the fans were actually cheering for Dom. And there was a push there that we were thinking maybe Dom goes babyface. And that maybe that the whole thing would turn into an explosion where, that Balor would kick Dom out, Liv would kick him to the curb, and that would be that. But you notice now that everything is starting to mold together, where now it should be Dom winning the title, becoming the Intercontinental Champion, kicking Finn out. And I do believe that, yes, we're going to get that overbooked finish. And maybe this is where JD also comes back and turns on Finn as well by unceremoniously kicking him out of the group altogether. So I could see that happening. I just don't see Dominic turning babyface anytime soon. However, there is a possibility, but I think Dom wins it all. I think he takes the belt. Yeah, I totally agree. So nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
All right. Next up, WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. The champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, defending the titles against the number one contenders, Bayley, and Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. I believe I start this one off, so here we go. Bear with me for a moment here. My thing just froze on me. Oh, this froze on me. All right. Hold on. I think I'm just gonna make I'm gonna make this. I'm just gonna make this short and sweet here. There's only one way this goes. All right, I got it now. All right. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This was a last-minute match with the challengers being a completely random team that did not even exist 4 weeks ago. This should be a fun match, but it would be shocking if the titles change hands here. Winners and still WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. MF, it's yours.
Liv and Raquel wins. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm with everyone here. I got to go with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And oh, by the way, one more thing. Liv Morgan, would you please shut the hell up with your damn shrieking? Because she did it again, this time with our favorite referee, well, mine and Anthony's favorite referee, Mr. Danilo and Fabio. When he was putting the count on her, she then screamed, "Okay!" I'm like, damn that thing. I mean, doing it the first time was all right, but a second time
sounded a lot like Vicky Guerrero to me.
Yeah, it does.
As a matter of fact, I think she sounds worse than Vicky Guerrero.
It does.
I mean, it just made. I mean, just hearing that a second time, it made my. I think it did make my ears bleed when it happened, and so
next time, wear some try noise canceling headphones, Bullock. That'll help.
Yeah.
Or somebody just needs to put a damn muzzle on her mouth. I hope she's not listening to this, and but because I'm sure if she heard that, she
would scream. She would literally get in your face, and you would do what you did to Danilo and Fabio.
Oh boy, Bullock, yeah.
I know I'm walking a fine line here.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything on that one. You literally walked off the cliff on that one, man. We're not saving you.
Open up Pandora's box.
Sorry, I'm not saving you on that one. You're on your own.
That's right.
Hey, I ain't scared of her.
All right.
Same thing for her idiotic boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I hope they are listening to this. And if they got a problem with what I say, you know what? Tough shit.
There you go. All right. 2 matches left. We move on now to the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. The champion, Io Sky, versus Rhea Ripley, versus Bianca Belair. It's MF who starts it off. So MF, here we go. Women's World Championship, Io, Rhea, Bianca. We've had quite a few back and forths about this recently. So MF, who comes out of this, the Women's World Champion?
Sorry, stepped away for a second. What's the match?
The triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. We've had some back and forths about this.
All right. There has been a lot of back and forths. Everybody wants Io to win. The whole world wants it. There's been a lot of negativity about Bianca Belair. There's been a lot of negativity for Rhea Ripley, especially leading into WrestleMania. A lot of people's been accusing Rhea Ripley of basically manipulating the situation by basically whining, complaining, and crying over the fact that she undeservedly is in this match. Bianca Belair won the Elimination Chamber. That gave her the right to the match at WrestleMania. That guaranteed her spot in. Then on Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago, basically because of Bianca basically kind of manipulating the situation. Rhea took her eye off the ball just for a split second, and Io won the title. It was a major shift heading into WrestleMania. But since that day, Io has been the most disrespected, dishonored women's champion by being cast off by not only her two WrestleMania opponents, and that's the minute everybody got pissed. They were sick and tired of Bianca, sick and tired of Rhea, and now you see a major groundswell from the IWC pushing for Io to win at WrestleMania. Even though the odds are so against her, and I don't think, and honestly, this is a head versus heart. My heart is telling me Io wins it all, and she wins the belt. But I know WrestleMania, and I know conventional wisdom would tell us that Bianca is going to win. Right now, she's on that taker streak. She is the only undefeated going into WrestleMania. And I think they're going to want to push her for the title because they're going to want to develop that rivalry between her and Jade for the women's title. Even though I don't believe it deserves it, it doesn't need it. I'm going to say Bianca. However, I prefer and I want Io Sky to win this. She deserves this moment. She deserves to be put on a pedestal at WrestleMania. Bianca loses the match, it does not hurt her. If Rhea loses this match, it does not hurt her. If Io loses, this is 2 years in a row in a championship match that Io does not win. It hurts Io. Io's star gets diminished more than anything else. So for me, I would prefer that Io wins it all. She deserves this moment. And it was validate her reign as a champion to take down the two biggest women in the women's division right now, in Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. This would be the equivalent of WrestleMania 24 when Randy Orton, Triple H, and John Cena battled for the WWE title. It would be literally like that. Io deserves the moment. And there's a lot of fans, especially the Euros and outside of the United States, that is pushing for Io to win this match. To me, Io deserves the moment. Even though I think Bianca's going to win it, Io deserves the moment. Bullock, it's yours.
And you're forgetting another factor here, Fletch, of why Io deserves it. Because she lost the women's title at WrestleMania last year.
Yes.
She lost it to Bayley. I think WWE wants to validate it as not just because with how her two opponents are not caring for her and feeling like she's being disrespected, but because of what happened last year at Mania. They want to give her back that and have her WrestleMania moment. So I am going to go with Io Sky to win and retain the women's world title. She deserves the title, and most importantly, she deserves to have her WrestleMania moment. It is yours, Florio.
Yeah. One an odd build. Rhea Ripley. She started to become unlikable throughout this story. And Io Sky has been disrespected and made to feel like a transitional champion. Given the story, Io has to win. She's looked the worst coming in since both Rhea and Bianca don't take her seriously. Rhea does not need the belt, but Bianca Belair has the Undertaker-like undefeated streak at WrestleMania, and they did mention it on the recent video package. This bout does scream a Bianca Belair win, but it's a triple threat match, and Rhea Ripley can take the pin here. I guess I'm going into wishful thinking territory. Well, most of us are, but I'm going into it. Io needs this win way more than Belair and Rhea. I'm not the only one. I'm with MF and Bullock on this. Io should be considered a top star in the same vein as Rhea and Bianca, and a clean win here would solidify that. I'm gonna go with Io Sky. I'm gonna pull the trigger on it as well. The winner and still the women's world champion, Io Sky. But guys, do not be surprised if the EST steals the title. Don't be surprised at all. The main event of WrestleMania. Not just WrestleMania Sunday, but the main event of WrestleMania. For the undisputed WWE Championship. The champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, defending the title against John Cena. I believe this goes to Michael Bullock to start it off. Michael Bullock, you get to lead off on the main event.
This is tough for me to call. I mean, and let's not forget what happened last time these two had an interaction. It was Cody Rhodes who got over on John Cena with the crossroads. And nine times, well, and let's not forget also, we still have a SmackDown tomorrow night, WrestleMania SmackDown, where these two will be in the same building.
That's right.
So I think this is going to be telling of where this is going to go. This is tough. I mean, and I'll tell you what they're doing with this heel John Cena is awesome right now. I mean, where he's literally trashing the WWE universe and basically calling some of the belts, especially that spinner belt, a toy belt. And he's even threatened when he wins and breaks the record, he's going to retire with that belt. So, but he does have some more advertised dates, so we'll see what happens. This is a tough one for me to call. My gut is telling me to go with John Cena, where he's going to win and break the record, just so we can get that major heat. But there's another part of me that I think Cody's going to retain. So, I don't know. I'm going to say for right now, I think John Cena breaks the record and becomes the new champion. But I would not at all be surprised if Cody retains. So, Florio, it is yours. I mean, this is not an easy call here. But I'm going with John Cena to break the record. What says you?
John Cena stunned the wrestling world when he betrayed his fans and Cody Rhodes at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. After 2 decades as WWE's resident superhero, he sold his soul to The Rock with the intent to win a record-breaking 17th World Championship. Now on the doorstep of eclipsing Ric Flair as the most decorated world champion, not just in WWE history, but in professional wrestling history. He enters Las Vegas ready to prove his recent tirades against the fans correct, to take the WWE Championship and depart the company at the end of his farewell tour. All he has to do is defeat one of the grittiest fighters in the company in Cody Rhodes, who has taken his lumps, but always managed to battle back. We saw it throughout 2023 as he rebuilt after a devastating loss to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, earned his way back to that spot, and defeated the tribal chief at last year's event. The American Nightmare has been defiant in his words to Cena and repeatedly mentioned that the bell will have to ring and they will eventually have to wrestle, knocking his opponent's abilities between the ropes. Unfortunately for Cody Rhodes, it will likely not come down to who the better wrestler is. If Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman do in fact leave the main event of Saturday together, do not be surprised if they pop up in Sunday's main event and assist John Cena with the victory as part of the overarching storyline involving The Rock. John Cena did what was quote-unquote best for business. And assuming Seth Rollins does also, WWE could very well have a new corporation of sorts on their hands. A super group at the top of the card around which everything is built. Fantasy booking? Possibly. But I believe either way, John Cena leaves Las Vegas with the title via nefarious means and puts Cody Rhodes back in chase mode. A la from WrestleMania 39 to WrestleMania 40. Winner and new WWE champion, undisputed WWE champion for the record-breaking 17th time, John Cena. Take us home, MF.
I totally agree with everything you just said, Anthony Florio. John Cena wins the title because of Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins was the one that helped Cody get it 1 year ago. He will be the one to cost Cody Rhodes 1 year later. And with the advice of the new council, Mr. Paul Heyman, with the blessing by the final boss, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I believe John Cena will indeed become the undisputed WWE champion. He will surpass Ric Flair's 16 reigns for number 17 and let the chaos begin right after that. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
All right. And with that being said, that will put the bow on this very special edition of Talking Wrestling TXN. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in as always. We'll be back with you again tomorrow night. This time we'll be over on MF's channel, Braves Fan 95, 11 p.m. immediately following Friday Night SmackDown, or WrestleMania SmackDown in this case, for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. Because of time constraints, we are going to bypass the TNA Impact review for this week only. We will bring it back on next week's show. However, there will be a TNA review tomorrow night, but it will be for the TNA Unbreakable special that is currently airing right now on TNA Plus. It's in the main event right now. MF and I will give you our thoughts on the TNA Unbreakable, and then we will review WrestleMania SmackDown. And then from there, Saturday night, sometime after WrestleMania is done, time permitting, hopefully it will be permitting, our intent on Saturday night is to review NXT Stand and Deliver and Night 1, or in this case, WrestleMania 41 Saturday. And then Sunday night, same thing. Only difference is it'll be all about WrestleMania Sunday, WrestleMania 41 Night 2. That'll be on Sunday. And then Tuesday, we do it all again with Ridiculously Raw, the Raw fallout from WrestleMania, Raw after Mania. We all know how wild and crazy that can get. And of course, we'll also have NXT's fallout from Stand and Deliver. And then 1 week from tonight, next Thursday night, it will be the return of TXN Sports World. We will acknowledge the retirement of the great Lee Corso. Lee Corso announcing his retirement from ESPN's College Game Day. And we will also preview the first round of both the Stanley Cup and NBA playoffs. And time permitting, we will also get into more with the UFL. So that's it. So until tomorrow night, for the Cerebral Smack Talk over on MF's channel, Braves Fan 95, this is Anthony Florio here. For good old MF Michael Fletcher, for the Phenom Michael Bullock, and in spirit, always and forever, our First Lady, the one and only Twisted Angel D.D. Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw the Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Friday. And until tomorrow night for this Cerebral Smack Talk you've been watching, this special edition of Talking Wrestling TXN, our preview of NXT Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania 41 right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and Streamy.com. And remember, my friends, when anyone tells you beyond anything else, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long, and bye, everybody, bye.